Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. I've got a story for you. It's out of Saudi Arabia and Russia. And this is what I've been talking for a long time. People have been talking about the strong dollar. They're saying, they're seeing the dollar started to pick up in steam ever since the sell-off in the stock market started about 4 to 5 months ago. And they're talking about this dollar milkshake theory, which quite frankly, I have my own theory, but that's okay. That's not what this is about, but they're saying that as countries and investors, both retail and institutional, start selling off their shares of stock because they're afraid and they're liquidating, they're diving into the dollar, and it's creating this demand for the dollar, which is bolstering the dollar level, right? The problem is, what do you compare the dollar to? A bunch of other crap currencies? Yes, that is actually what they do. You cannot make this crap up. So the dollar, since it's a standard, it's just, well, it's compared to all kinds of currencies. Mainly it's weighted to the euro, and we all know how the euro is. All right, so here's the deal. It's looking strong, and so when it gets strong, you start seeing selling off in paper shares of gold, silver, stocks, all kinds of stuff, right? All right. Now, this is what I want to share with you because this is a very big deal, and Russia has been planning this for quite some time, and it's actually quite easy in a very inflationary environment, okay? So we're going to share the screen, and we're going to go through the story, and then I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to link the story below. It's entitled, Russia is competing with Saudi Arabia oil as Putin, get rid of that, as Putin's cheap crude oil flows to India. All right. Now, first off, it's always a race to debase, right? When we're talking about currencies, because the more you devalue your own currency, you are able to open up selling your goods or services to other countries if their currency is stronger because they get more bang for their buck, right? Sorry, it's the only idea I've got flowing through my head term. So it says right here, Saudi Arabia, they're selling discounted oil, right? As Putin's cheap crude flows to India. Now, this really started in earnest when the United States and other countries started sanctioning Russia and stopping them from using dollar trade as that intermediary, right, for their oil. And they said, hey, no problem. We'll discount our oil and we'll sell it in rubles. And it literally shot up because countries like India said, we'll buy the ruble, we'll get a discount. And it's so very easy for Russia to get away with this because right now everything's exploding in price, right? So, and if you think about it, you could discount right now oil that you have in your country for other countries and just merely charge them what oil was going for a year ago. It's really actually brilliant. And I think that they're going to, coupled with China, take out the US dollar and Europe, quite frankly. Just going over some broad points. Russia is imposing steep discounts on its crude, undercutting Saudi Arabia's oil price, Bloomberg reports. Now, guys, we all know that Saudi Arabia inked a historic deal with the United States 50 years ago to price their oil in dollars, all right? And that became that dollar standard where every country around the world, if they wanted to buy crude from Saudi Arabia, it was priced in dollars. So they were forced to go to the US, buy dollars, and then go buy it with Saudi Arabia. That is how we essentially were able to export our inflation for so many years. Well, now it's changing. It is going to get gnarly. Now, this isn't a sudden crash, right? Where all of a sudden something hits at 100 miles an hour and it just stops. This is sort of like a slow roll train wreck. When, you ever had a dream? Tell me in the comment section if you ever had one of those dreams where you're like running and there's a train coming at you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe the ninja just has weird dreams. And all of a sudden it's like in slow motion. I just can't get away fast enough. And that train's just barreling down and it's crashing and rolling and everything's happening slow motion. Again, maybe it's just me. Maybe we'll find out in the comment section if I'm the only one that has one of those slow motion train wrecks, but that is what's happening right now with the currency. See, this is why you come here. You're not going to hear any news channel or economics channel talking about this, putting it in those terms. It says Russian barrels were cheaper than Saudi Arabia's, because that's, hey, what kind of tires you want? I want some of those Saudi Arabials on mine. From April through June. That is really huge because if you think about it, Saudi Arabia, we already know that they're running out of oil, all right? It's no secret. They're trying to hide it, and that's why they want higher oil prices. But this is really great because for people like you and me that have to actually put, fuel in our car and depend on oil every day, these guys, it doesn't matter. This guy, he's just cruising around in a private jet probably telling you need to go green. They're being priced out of the market, which is awesome. I got to be honest with you, because it's like demand destruction. When you know, the cure for higher prices is in fact higher prices. When things get too expensive and people stop spending money on it, demand falls, right? Well, Russia's figured out a way like, hey, we know what you're trying to do. Before that happens, we're going to undercut the market. The discounted oil is heading to China and India as other countries shun Moscow. Now, I want people to understand. Now, let's repeat that. The discounted oil is heading to China and India as other countries shun Moscow. So right here, you have got Russia. Everyone else is like, oh, we're shunning Moscow. Two of the largest superpowers on Earth, you know, GDP-wise, are buying from Russia, which means the three of them, three superpowers, are in cahoots, which they're also a part of BRICS, right? Which is literally, and they've got their own standard of moving money. It's called SIPs. It's faster and cheaper to move money that way than the SWIFT system. They are literally breaking apart right now. They are making their own alliances. And you know who's against them? There's only two countries, really. It's the Eurozone and it's North America and Canada. Like that's it. That's all you got. That's all you got. Do you think, honestly, and tell me in the comment section, if you think that Russia is going to win this and that we are going to be the ones losing as we try and sanction them, put a 1, just type a 1 in the comment section, because I'm going to be honest with you. I have a feeling that you are about to see this literally take over the dollar dominance, especially when I've reported that China and Russia have announced that they're going to start a reserve currency. For anyone who thinks they can't, I want to remind you very, very simply, China and Russia have been net buyers of gold. They've been buying gold at a record pace in the last 12 years. On top of that, they are both of them are producing nations. They have lots of things to give. They produce and they sell. They're not net importers of goods. All right. And if they are importing goods, it's because they're getting rid of the other crap currencies. And it sounds funny because we've been on this dollar standard for a long, long time. And I think people are going to get very, very shocked when this happens, because it'll almost happen overnight when all of a sudden you see the announcement, okay, we are now going to be selling for this new currency they're coming up with. This is not going to be the ruble and it's not going to be the yuan. It's going to be, in my opinion, a totally new currency. And I believe that you're going to see it being gold backed, and that will absolutely change the game. Now, they've already changed people. They don't have this new currency out. They're already selling major resources to India and to other large economies. Now they come out with this other currency. How many other countries will dive in and buy their discounted natural gas, oil, and more? All right, guys, I hope this gives you something to think about. We are seeing a changing of the guard when it comes to the world's reserve currency. And even Jay Powell told you right in front of Congress, I do see a day where there's going to be more than one reserve currency. The dollar won't be the only one out there. That's actually him saying it's already done. We've already figured it out. So that's just them trying to give you a little soft landing. Well, let's do this. Let's set a fire under your tail and just get you going, because the economy is collapsing. We are going to be in for it. And I don't want to see BlackRock buy up all the houses. I want you to buy all the houses. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out. If I could figure out where to stop recording.